it's Kylie with you again today, otherwise known as Paper Sweetpea, and I am an independent creative memories advisor from Australia. For those that follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you may recognise this layout that I have in front of me. This was a layout I created recently for the Creative Memories virtual crop, and it was created from using sketch number 4. Now, for those of you who were cropping along, this was the sketch, and it featured a fun little circular border on a diagonal there. And when I created my page, I thought it would be really fun to create some little flowers. And since I posted a photo of my layout, I've just been inundated with messages and emails asking how I made my little flowers. I did share probably a good 12 months ago how I created these particular ones. But since some time has passed, I thought that I would film another little video sharing my little secrets of how I like to make these blooms. And I'd love for you to have a go at creating some of these too, because they are lots of fun to create and they are a lovely addition to your projects, whether it's a layout or a card. The one thing with creating flowers is I like to mix up the sizing. I actually have 4 different sized circles in all of these blooms. So I've mixed up the sizing. I also like to intermix papers. That gives a really nice fun effect as well. And for this layout, I actually worked with the Fruity Delights collection. Now this is an advisor exclusive collection. When you sign up to become an advisor with Creative Memories, one of the wonderful perks is you'll have access to fantastic little exclusive collections such as this. So that is what I've used for this page. You're also going to need your circle custom cutting templates. I actually worked with the medium and the smallest size circle for this layout, but you can make your flowers to any size you like. I'm just sharing what size I made mine in this layout. You're going to need your 3 cutting blades. You're going to need your scissors. I prefer to use the micro tip scissors for when I'm creating these flowers. I have a journal pen with me. I also have my 5-leaf punch. This would be one of my most favourite punches because I love making flowers so much. And you're also going to need your foam squares or repositionable tape as well. So we can get started. I'll just give you a little close-up. I have one of the larger sized flowers here in my hand, and you can see that I've layered 2 different sizes together as well as having a little center, and I've fringe cut all the way around these flowers. So to begin with, I'll just move these papers aside. I'll recreate this size to show you. But I'm going to take the medium-sized cutting template with my green blade. And I'm just going to cut a circle from the inside track. So that gives us the larger size circle. I'm going to bring in a coordinating piece of paper. And this time I'm going to use my smallest size circle with my red blade. Like so. And for the center of my flower, I'll just bring in my layout to show you. I've alternated using some bronze shimmer cardstock as well as some of the green designer paper from that collection. So I'll bring in my bronze shimmer, and again with the smallest circle template, and this time I'm going to use my blue blade on the inside track, and that's the size I stuck to for the center of my flowers. Okay, now I don't want to be jumping all over the place, but that is the size of the largest flower on this page. I've used This is the size that I have used for these smaller blooms. So that was the smallest circle template with red blade. And this medium-sized flower that you can see here, I've actually used the medium circle with the blue blade. But again, look, mix and match what sizes you like to work with. I don't think there's any wrong sizing that you can use for these flowers. They always turn out really nicely no matter what size that you create them. All right, so I'm going to bring back in my scissors and we're going to fringe cut all the way around our circle. And that's just a matter of cutting probably, oh gosh, ½ inch in from the edge of the circle. Again, you don't have to be too exact. These certainly don't have to be the same in sizing or evenly spaced. I think that's what adds to their character. It gives them a nice handmade rustic appeal to them. Do be careful not to cut yourself because the tip of these scissors are quite sharp, and I have been guilty of taking a piece out of my finger before. Don't stress too much if you accidentally remove a piece of paper altogether, and I'll show you why in a second. But that's the result you get when you fringe cut all the way around the circle. Now, you can see here by my layout, they've got a lovely textural appearance to them, and I think that comes down to I've removed little sections from each flower. So that's why I was saying don't stress too much if you accidentally remove a section from your flower, because I actually go in and cut a few pieces away. So you can see it's still quite solid with the way we've left it there. So I'm just going to come in with my little scissors and just all the way around that layer I'm going to just remove a small piece here and there. And you can see that that instantly breaks up that outside edge of the flower, and it just adds that little bit of texture and dimension. So I'm going to take a second layer. Again, you can leave your flowers to have just one layer, or you can have multiple layers. I mixed and matched all of mine, and there was no set rule that I followed for my page. I like variety. But I'm just doing the exact same thing around this smaller size circle. Just make my way all the way around. It's certainly not even. And then I'm going to just come back and remove a piece here and there. So it's sort of like you're giving your flower layers a little haircut. But you can see again, it just breaks up the outer edge there of your flower. Now I like to adhere mine with a foam square. I just find, again, for dimension. So I will lay that second piece over the top in the center like so. Now, all that's left to do is add our little centerpiece, and this is where I like to bring in my journal pen. You can see here on my page, I like to draw a little stitched line around the outer edge of the centers there. I think it's just a nice added detail. You can use a white chalking pen, or as I have, the brown journal pen. So I'm just going to go around that outside edge. Careful not to smudge it, just to add that little bit of detail. Now you can add this centerpiece with another foam square if you like. I tend to only use foam squares on one layer because obviously when it goes into my album it does make the page quite thick. But I've just added my center to that flower, And you can see how nicely and how easily they came together. So basically I've just followed that exact same technique on all of these different sized flowers, whether it's the medium size or just a little small guy on his own, layering several together just to mix it up that little bit. And then I've come in with my 5-leaf punch and just the green paper and punched away and added my leaves. And these are great just to tuck in all the little gaps that you may have in between your flowers. It just fills the space really nicely. So there you have it, friends. That's my very quick tutorial, Sweetpea secrets of how to create these little flowers. I would love to see your flowers if you decide to create some, so do feel free to tag me on Instagram or post it to my Facebook page. Now if you are in Australia and you are interested in any of these wonderful products that you've seen me working with today, I'm going to pop the links for them all below this video so that you can check them out. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Take care.